How do you build a real estate business that fits your life as a mom? Because if this business runs you, it's not gonna last. Hey friends, welcome to the Brandy Lydon podcast. I'm your host, Brandy Lydon, and in this podcast, we're gonna talk through all things real estate, wealth building, and investing. And what I really want you to do is reach your financial freedom and live your life worth living. Welcome back to the Brandy Lydon podcast. Today we are deep diving into creating a business that works around your life. A lot of agents get into the business thinking, I have to be available 24/7 to succeed. And that is not sustainable with kids. I'll go ahead and tell you, I have been in certain stages of life where I feel like when you're building this business, you feel like you have to be available 24/7. You have to work sun up to sundown. You're financially struggling for that next deal, right? We've all been there. Yet I think that what it really boils down to is you have to build a system that works for you and your lifestyle. Okay, so me having teenagers and college kids, that is maybe completely different for you having a 2, 4, and a 6-year-old. I think that we can share experiences. We just need to be able to sit here and say that we're gonna have different key strategies as to making our business fit our lifestyle. I'm gonna break it down and tell you what has worked for me, and then hopefully you can adjust this and make it work for yourself. We wanna build systems that protect your time. There's 3 key strategies in doing this. Number 2, you wanna batch your work. Number 3, automate where you can. Let's talk about leveraging your morning hours. And I think this is huge. Honestly, I've been in the business for over a decade, and just in the last year and a half have I truly had like an actual morning routine that I could be proud of. Getting up at 5 a.m., getting myself to the gym, coming home, doing my breakfast, packing the kids' lunches, getting them out the door and ready for the day. You've got, 3 hours there where sometimes people don't even wake up until, especially realtors, let's be real. Like they may not even wake up till 8, okay? And so you've gotten 3 hours of your day that I could have knocked out a couple of tasks. I'm sitting at my office, by somewhere between 8 and 9, depending on what morning appointments are happening. So when I say leverage your morning hours, this is gonna be huge. You can get done in 2 hours where no distractions, calls aren't coming in yet, the day's not getting crazy. Really, you've got to truly leverage those hours. And when I say my morning routine hasn't been there up until the last year and a half. I mean, to get yourself up, and I'm not saying you have to go to the gym, but maybe it's walking, maybe it's stretching, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's whatever. You don't even have to leave your house, but I think that you need a little bit of you time, and that's like waking your body up, getting moving, feeding it right after that, and then, getting yourself ready for the day. You may have 2, 4, and a 6-year-old, and quite frankly, I can't even remember what that looks like. Like bathing and dressing and brushing teeth and having to literally do all of that for them. So your morning's gonna look a little bit different. You might have to get up at 4, but leveraging morning hours is gonna be huge. The second thing we're gonna talk about is batching your work. By batching your work, I'm gonna say, this kind of goes back to time blocking. Let's say that open house is part of your business. So you do Sunday open houses. I would say Monday morning is gonna be follow-up to your open houses. Every single Monday morning from 9 to 11, that's gonna be follow-up. So batching things like that, where you're making the same type of phone call over and over, or you're sending the same type of email, that's batching work to where you're really efficient, knocking out the same exact thing for 20 people or whatever it is. And so you can batch work in lots of different other areas. As a realtor, we have to, unfortunately, market ourselves. So that may be social media content, that may be content day, where you're getting a video done of your listing, and maybe you batch like 2 to 3 of those in one day. So you're dressed, you have to get showered and all dolled up one day of the week instead of, every single day where you're camera ready, and you're batching that. So you have 2 to 3 video shoots or whatever that is. That's what I mean by batching work, making your calls all in one time block, making your content all in one time block. If you can consistently build that schedule. Now, for realtors, we have to allow time for showings, time for listing appointments. I think that if you set those hours, let's say it's 1 to 3 and those are your showing hours, or 3 to 5 are your listing appointment hours, whatever that it is. If you have no appointments that day, what are you doing to grow your business in that 2-hour window? Then you just repurpose that calendar block, but you at least have allowed yourself time. So that's batching your work. Now, automating where you can. I will admit that I need to work on this area in my business, but automating is going to be huge, because let's think about emails. How many emails come in? How many phone calls come in? How many text messages come in? If you have, or DMs, like for social media, if people are DMing you on Instagram, is there a software? Is there something that you can use, mini chat, something where it automatically responds for you? Okay, so people are responding to this ad you put out or whatever it is, and then this software auto responds. Emails, you could have an auto response email. One thing that my coach told me, she was like, if you say or do anything more than twice in a week, you need a template for it. That could be a reply template for a text. That could be a reply template for an email. It's like if you're saying the same thing more than twice in a week, you need something automated for that. Automation can be huge. It also requires you to pause, take a couple steps back, build those systems out, but then it's gonna push your business forward once you get all that in place. We talked about three things. I'm gonna dive into the fourth thing, because I think this is really crucial for realtors. And like I said, when you first start out and you think that you have to be available 24/7, you also think that you have to work with every single person that contacts you. Choosing the right clients is going to save you a lot of time, agony, stress, anxiety, all the things. Not every client is gonna be a good fit for you. And you have to, this is what I talked about in another episode on setting your boundaries. If a client is really pushing you on your boundaries, like you have said, I will not text or call after 6 p.m. and they're blowing you up at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you've set that boundary, then you need to come back, have a conversation and say, hey, I saw the text come in the next morning. Remember, I don't respond, after this hour, whatever it is. You've got to choose, but you also have to be in a place financially where you can choose the right client. You can say, you know what, you've interviewed this buyer, you've interviewed the seller. Hey, Mr. Buyer, hey, Mr. Seller, I don't think we're gonna be a good fit for each other. And you have to financially be in the right space to walk away from that client if they're not a good fit for you. A lot of times that's hard in the beginning. Like I said, we think we have to be available all the time. We think we have to take every client, and that's just not true. I think it won't be beneficial for either one of you, client or realtor, if you're not on the same page as to how the process works. Your business should support your life, not compete with it. When you build it that way, everything changes. For more episodes like this, make sure to subscribe and follow me on YouTube. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. If you want to know more about investing, wealth building, or real estate in general, head on over to brandylydon.com and you can book a consult with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more episodes like this one. See you next time.